My name is Kevin, and I have Pemphigus vulgaris. This is an update video to a video I did about 7 months ago called Pemphigus vulgaris Sucks. And this one's called Pemphigus vulgaris Still Sucks, because it does, but if you haven't watched that other video, please watch it before this, because this is kind of an update to it. I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time, and well, as you'll hear, it's hard getting initiative to do stuff, and decided to do it today because I'm going to start off with something that I'm happy as hell about, a huge victory in it, and that is this little thing right here, which is my last prednisone pill. So I have been tapering off of prednisone, oh gosh, for months now, and this is the final one. For the last 4 weeks I've been taking 5 milligrams every other day. So I'm gonna take this sucker right now and share that with the world. God, I hope I never have to take a prednisone pill again. So anyways, to update from last video, it has been like 7 months. I am much better than I was, especially on the physically speaking, but it has not been an easy ride. Just the basics. I have done, I guess, 4 cycles or 2 cycles of the rituxin IVs. So I did 2 IVs, each whatever, the 1,000 milligrams or whatever. Once, did it again 2 weeks apart. That was back October, November, and then just about 6 months later, I did another cycle of them. So I've done 4 total IV sessions with the rituxin. As I said in the last video, and if you follow what's going on in the world, the FDA will be approving it. Rituxin is the best treatment option that's out there. Fight for it. There's ways to get it done. The research is there. The trials are being done. Insurance companies are more and more not hassling people as much. I did have a little bit of a fight, but not too bad. But get it. It is the thing to do. Don't worry about the readings. Very few people have, bad reactions to it. I feel a little drowsy the day after. And honestly, I shouldn't admit it, but I was okay to drive home, 2.5 hours right after getting my IVs. So don't let Rituxan scare you up. There's other research out that's showing that despite the fact that they're knocking out our immune systems, long-term does not seem to be causing a lot of other health issues and things like that, knock on wood. For myself, the ride has been tough, not on the physical side. I'll show you where I'm at, but once I got those IVs, I had the last one of the first session was, like the second week of November, something like that. And honestly, by New Year's, I was physically in much, much better shape. The scabs were pretty much gone and everything like that. What happened to me right around New Year's was that I realized the prednisone was driving me effing bonkers. I mean, literally, I was still able to kind of function at work and stuff like that, amazingly, but I really kind of felt like a stranger in my own mind for some time. It's hard to put into terms. I wasn't dangerous. I wasn't a threat to myself or anyone else or anything like that. But if I was in my head, it was a dangerous place. If I was either didn't have something to occupy my mind, or if I was, and I still have this other part a little bit, concentrating too much on stuff, I would just kind of break down, tears, collapse, fetal position, all that kind of stuff. When I finally tapered down on the prednisone to 10 milligrams, it was like a poof, I literally, like in an instant, I was walking my dog and it was like the fog in my brain went away. And I have felt like myself ever since. I've felt sane. And it's wonderful, but that also has not meant that I'm back to normal, and I continue to struggle with what I'm just kind of calling cognitive endurance. I I can't use my brain as much as I used to. I can't stay on it mentally for hour after hour after hour after hour as I have traditionally been able to do in my life. It's just not possible for me anymore. I feel like I'm not as sharp as once I was, and I still I can't handle stresses in quite the way that I used to. The other night, I had kind of three unrelated, not huge things just kind of all on me at once. And I just kind of had the feeling like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. And, there was some good crying that went on after that. So I have a kind of mental fatigue, cognitive fatigue, and then I also do suffer from physical fatigue. It's not just like being tired or I haven't had enough sleep. It is just feeling like what I imagine it feels like to be an old man sometimes. I mean, I can go and be fine and walk my dog for 3 miles and, be fine, no problem at all, and come home. And it's not like my muscles are that tired, but I'm going to just need to lean. I just have times, and I think some of it does come from when there is mental stress and stuff, where it's just a different type of exhaustion or fatigue. In some of the research that I've done and in some people that I've talked to, my doctor doesn't agree with this, but I think that is probably something that will last. I am, for myself, learning more and more that this disease, you don't go into remission and you're just live your life as you did before you had it until you relapse sometime later. It is something I am learning that I have to manage in my life, day in, day out, to reduce my stress, to not put too much stuff on my plate, and to try to just, for me, based on who I was, just live differently in a lot of ways. And it's been hard to kind of accept those limitations, to kind of say, hey, this is a new me. I have to find a new way of viewing the world and living my life and getting through things. And that part's been a challenge, but I'm doing it. And so, in short, I'm going to show physically what I've got going on here in a second. I'm getting through it. I'm mentally okay. I have breakdowns. It's hard. This disease sucks. And there's, no one's ever going to make me say anything different about it. But we have to persevere. We have to fight through it, and that's the only choice that we really have. So that's what I'm doing. I'm making the changes I have to do. I'm allowing myself the remorse or the feelings of loss for what I have lost, and I'm also just trying to look forward to the future and be happy. So get your rituxin. That's the biggest thing. So anyways, just to kind of show where I am physically here, well, I'll start with the head. Whoops. Okay, let's see. Let me try to switch my camera here. It won't let me switch my camera. That's weird. I guess I can't do that with video. So, well, basically in my head, so this here hopefully is visible. That was the big huge scab that I had, and it's all gone. I mean, mostly my head is pretty clear today. There are a few scabs, little pieces of them. Don't know if you can see that right there, but there's one there. I have a few smattering of them here and there, but by and large, the head is cleared up. My worst spot that I had, which was right here, behind my ear, if I'm catching it there with the camera, that one is all cleared, and that is wonderful because that was quite a problematic one. I don't know what I got going on here, some kind of feather or something. So, my neck, as you can see, I'll try to show, my neck is pretty much all clear. I have not as of yet had the guts to actually take a razor blade to shave, but I have used an electric razor a few times. So you can see my chest here. I do have a couple. I've had some, and it seemed to have come out with heat, some little bumps here. I'm careful not to scratch them. They're kind of hard, so I think they are pemphigus oriented, but they're not splitting. They're not doing anything. I've got this one spot here. This one here is an old one that I did scratch and kind of irritate the other day. So, what I would say is kind of as an overall, you don't just perfectly heal, or a lot of them don't. I mean, some of the stuff does. If you remember, I had like big scabs that were sticking out, in and around here and here. So, I mean, that kind of stuff all went away, but a lot of it still kind of stays irritated. And that's what happens with my back. Let's see, how do I try to show my back? This is not an easy task. So hopefully this is getting it right now. I'm just going to assume. So you can see I've got a couple bad spots on my back right now. This one here, the lower one, hopefully I'm catching it. The lower one was scabbed. I just haven't been able to get rid of that. The top one there, which kind of looks more nasty right now, I hope I got those. The top one, and this is the thing, it looked fine like a week ago. There is still that sensitivity. So there's still, I basically just accidentally scraped my back a tiny bit against something, and that happened. So it's still like that final layer of skin, I guess, that like when they blister. So I'm just treating it. It's getting better. I think I just irritated. I don't think it's like a pemphigus explosion or relapse or anything like that, but it's scary because I don't want to ever take one of these pills again. So anyways, all I can say is, again, you got to live through it. Reach out, get help from everybody you can. Don't be afraid to cry. Use the IPPF, the International Pemphigus Pemphigoid Foundation. Get a peer coach. There's a great Facebook group. It's so important to get support and be in communication with others that have the disease, or if you have something else, to find those kind of support groups. And it's also important, I think, to get your family and loved ones to try to understand this disease. When the physical part goes away, it gets really hard because people see you as being better, and it's hard to put into words what goes on mentally with this disease, and who knows how much is from the prednisone and how much is the disease, or like a PTSD from the experience of the disease. There's so much that goes into it. It's hard to do, and a lot of people have a temptation to always just want to say, oh, you're being negative, it'll get better, and that hurts. So it's really important, if you have a loved one that has pemphigus, learn about the disease, try to understand what they're going through, because it's not easy for you to. And it's really important for those loved ones that people can understand the challenges that we face every single day. So anyways, bottom line, truck through it, get support, get help, get a counselor, and get rituxin, and stay strong. Peace out.